Hello everyone and welcome to my second power guide. I got some pretty good feedback on the first one, although I didn't realise there was basically an identical guide already made by Boaty, so yeah, I should probably check into things a little bit more before I make repeated content. Okay, so getting to the point, I know there's a lot of kiln guides out there. Smokey9112 did some really good ones. Omastardo did a little bit I think on them, but I feel like there aren't any really advanced guides, especially for low accounts or accounts with no ancients. Which is basically a necessity in most guides that exist now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the perfect lures for wave 25 to 28, which are arguably the hardest waves for pures especially. And yeah, just to note, this guide isn't for beginners. This is more like a top up for people who can already do most of the kiln, but they haven't quite mastered the lures for these waves. Okay, so let's start with wave 25. I'm going to start with a low level setup that doesn't have ancients. This is what I did on my 58 combat account, which you may have seen. Yeah, as the wave starts, you want to stand on the north side of the rock, and please bear in mind that every time I mention the north side from now on, I do mean the northeastern side of the rock. You always use that spot there. Okay, so you'll protect range as the wave starts, and then you'll wait in that spot for a few seconds until the two melees south of you are lured to the rock. And then the mage should shortly follow behind them and get stuck behind the melees, not being able to attack you. Okay, once nothing is moving, then you have to run north, make sure you're staying in line with the centre rock, and when you're in line with the northeastern ranger, as you can see here, you can take 2 steps out to the east, as it actually takes 3 or maybe 4 steps to allow the melee to be lured around the centre rock, now rendering you close enough to polypore the ranger without actually being attacked by the mage, because it's too far out of your range stuck behind the melee. So once you've killed the first ranger, simply do the mirror image of this and take 1 or 2 steps beyond the line of the centre rock to the west and kill the second ranger. Once you've done that, simply run back to the centre, pray mage, kill the mage like you would, then finish off the melees and you're done. Now if you were to have ancients, you would simply have done it like this, where you just start on the north side of the rock and blood or ice barrage the rangers from where you stand, as the barrage spell actually has a massive range and can just reach them. Right, now on to wave 26. This one is actually slightly trickier. It's the one that most people seem to be interested in, on how on earth I did it on Sonatu Kiln without using any supplies. Okay, so for this wave, it's absolutely essential to have 1 invulnerability crystal. I usually have it stored from wave 13, which you get it, because I always ignore the first one on wave 1. So again, I'm going to be demonstrating this as if I was on a low account without ancients. So you want to start the wave on the east side of the rock this time, praying magic. Any magic boosting ability is very helpful here and should be used, such as a Vecna Skull or Overload and your best magic prayer. So as the wave starts, you need to keep a really close eye on the ranger in the northwest, as well as the melees coming from the south. This lure can go very wrong if you don't time it just right. What you need to do is wait until the ranger from the northwest is about halfway to you, then use your invulnerability crystal and run to the north side of the rock and polypore the ranger as fast as possible. Now, you can't just click on the ranger, because it will actually go through the south side of the rock, so you have to click on the north side first and then attack the ranger. Otherwise it will mess you up and you'll get raped by the melees and it will just ruin the lure. So if done correctly, the 2 melee will still be lured south like that. The southeast major will surely also be lured behind the melee, and you'll have enough time to polypore the ranger to death before your crystal runs out. So once the ranger's dead, you want to continue praying mage, take 3 steps to the west of your current position, which lures the northeast mage slightly closer. As you just saw there, it moved 1 little step, enough to reach it with your crossbow. So you've got to return to the north side of the rock, and like in wave 25, run north and then east to finish off the major. Once that one's dead, you just return to the centre rock and kill the other major and the remaining melee. Now, if you do have a rapier or a whip, you can actually do this same lure, but kill the ranger with your melee weapon instead of a polypore. And I'm just going to quickly demonstrate that here for you without commentary.
To the icy tides, someday we'll decide where we want to live out our lives. For now we're 2 sparks, tumbling along, keeping the heat on, even though summer's coming down. I would sail across the sea just to see you on the bright side. When the wind is cold and angry, there will be to take me inside.
Okay, so that's the nastiest wave out of the way anyway. So wave 27 is probably the easiest of the 4 I'm showing you. Most of you probably already know how to do this one, but I'll just quickly go through it anyway. So you simply start on the northwest corner, protecting range, kill the ranger, and by the time it's dead, the 4 melee should be on their way to you as well. And don't worry if you can't kill the ranger fast enough. As you can see here, the melees do all get trapped behind the ranger, so you have as much time as you need. So once that's dead, proceed to kill the melee, and then simply protect mage and go and finish off the mage. I usually like to lure the mage to the centre so that I can heal up from a safe spot before KOing it, preparing myself for the next wave. Okay, so finally we've got wave 28, which is the most hated and longest wave in the kiln, if you're a low level at least. So you want to start the wave about 3 steps east of the centre rock and protect mage. You want to wait for the northeast still to get close to you, but not close enough to attack you, just close enough as you can see here so that you can attack him with your pickaxe before he gets to you, causing him to flinch, which gives you enough time to literally run through him to this northeast rock here, which lures him. Basically what you've done there is made him flinch so that he can't get a single hit on you, and you've just lured him to a safe spot. From here there are 2 methods. If you have ancients, the easiest way is just to simply blood barrage the major, as it's the only weapon that actually reaches it from that spot. But if you are stuck to the polypore, then you'll have to take out the dill first by using the flinch method of hitting them once and backing off, waiting for their HP bar to disappear, and repeating. Okay, so once the dill is dead, you want to run to the northeast corner and wait for the mage to be lured closer. Then just run back to the mage, finish it off with your crossbow, and all you've got left is dills now, so you can take off your protect from mage. From here you simply want to go clockwise around the room, killing all of the dills with the flinch method, which I will quickly show you how to do just in case you're unsure, successfully not taking any damage on wave 28. So once you've killed the first 2 eastern dills, you'll then need to run south, and this is where there's a little trick. If you look on the ground, if you have, I think it only works if you have ground decoration on, but you can actually see 2 squares of different colour. Now if you stand on the west square, you'll be safe from all dills, nothing can attack you. But if you take one more step west like here, you can see that one goes aggro, and then the other one comes in, and they're both trying to attack me basically. But then obviously as soon as I go back onto the other spot, they just lost interest in me. So that's your safe spot. And what you want to do is you've got to watch the dills until you can see that both have gone far enough off screen that you think you can make a run to the little 2x1 rock in the southwest corner. So now I've seen that both the dills have gone off, and that they're both going to be trapped if I run towards them. But it's alright though, because if you do run towards it and you can see that it might get round and you won't make it in time, then simply just run back to the squares and wait and try again. So finish off these 2 dills, then run straight back to the centre, luring the final dill, and just finish him off exactly the same. Okay, so hopefully you've done everything right, and if you did do it all correctly, then you wouldn't have taken any damage apart from the small hits that get you through the prayer. So reserving quite a lot of food there. If you do have any questions about these waves, or even other waves, just feel free to ask me, or leave a comment or something like that. I'm sure someone else will help if they can. And yeah, I won't be making a full kiln guide because, like I said before, I think there's already some really good guys on the YouTube, and there's just no point me making another one because it would just be exactly the same as them. However, if I get a lot of requests on another particularly hard wave, such as 35, which can be quite tricky, then I may make another advanced guide on that.